Mosser hasn't podiumed for 8 races. I'll bring this up again. Cam and Kenny are separated by 6 points for the Drivers' Championship. As well, just like kind of little things to hold on to. And Cam has podium in 5 straight races.
Yeah.
So.
Got it. Okay. We ready to start?
Yeah, I'm in. Do your little intro whenever you're ready.
Say that again. Sorry, I took off my headset.
Yeah, we're all good to go.
Alright, awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Midwest F1 League. My name is Stat, and I'm here with Crash. And we are at the Brazilian Grand Prix for the penultimate round here in Series 1 Midwest. How are we today, Crash?
Very excited. This is this has been due for a long time, making up this Interlagos track, and it's something I've been very much looking forward to ever since, all the way back at Race Week 2.
Exactly. So for those who have only recently joined us here at the Midwest F1, we raced earlier this season at Brazil, but due to some heavy technical issues for pretty much the majority of the grid, we, as a collective, decided to postpone, rerun the race at a later date, as to allow it to be an even finish for everyone. Because I think we had quite a few people who had different results show up, and at the time we didn't know how to handle it, so we decided, you know what, let's just scrap it. We'll move it to a later date. We'll have everyone racing that was before in the exact same teams. And yeah, we'll just go from there. So that's exactly what we're happening today.
Yeah, so it's been in the cards for a long time here to get this back up underway, and we had quite the laugh in the first lap of this race, if you remember, Stat, when Tim Lee came bombing around that final swooping turn there and absolutely smoked BrianMosser. I still have a very good, vivid image of that. I'm not sure if you do. Yeah, it was hilarious. I'm just picturing back the image right now. I kind of want to look it up on YouTube again, but
I think we had a really funny pre-race discussion as well.
Oh yeah, that was all the way back when we. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, the race is actually up on our YouTube channel for you guys to go check out. But yeah, we had quite the entertaining pre-race commentary, as we had, I think, 20 minutes to kill, and we kind of went down the wormhole there.
Well, I believe there was some issues starting the race.
Yeah.
And we decided to open up to questions from the chat. And we ended up discussing who would win in a fight between a polar bear and a grizzly bear.
No, it was a polar bear and a gorilla.
Polar bear and gorilla, that's it. And there was a comment about a bear having a natural knuckle duster due to its claws, and the reference towards the receptionist having the exact same powers.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh god, was that good. But that being so many months ago, we've grown as broadcasters and have filled out these seats that we've been given by Pork Chops much better now, and we are very much more prepared for what is to be at the Brazilian Grand Prix here today. Race week 15 out of 16, so we're nearly done with season 1. It's somewhat flown by.
Penultimate round, yeah. And we've got some really tight action going up at the top, don't we? If you want to run us through that as we begin qualifying.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds. I'll just get on board with a driver here. We're on with JC. As JC, last time we were here, actually finishing on podium, and that was before. That was kind of when he was one of the underdog drivers of the year, or the less talked about drivers of the year. But enough with JC. We'll get on with the Drivers' Championship here. It's mainly a 3-horse race, as horse number 4 is 100 points back, with that being Random Serious, over 100 points back of BrianMosser, who has 390 points. him being 18 points back of Kenny in second at 4:08, and then Cam 6-point lead up on Kenny here. So we're getting right down to the wire. BrianMosser holding a lead for this entire year. Up to the last couple of races here where it went to Kenny and now Cam is overtaken, with Cam having some absolutely unbelievable form as of late, podiuming in 5 straight races here. And speaking of form, BrianMosser not being able to get on that podium for 8 races, so he needs to reacquire that real quick here or else his year is over. But
yeah, definitely.
On to the constructors, we have the Renaults currently leading with 623, and then Alfa Romeo team second with 599. Now, Alfa Romeo, I don't believe they even have a race win, maybe even if one, with that being El Magico when he's filled in, but they're just a team of consistency with him having at least one driver finishing in the top 10 of every race, and also having both drivers collecting points every race. So they are just the most consistent team that you can find on the grid, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely. I do think Majako won 2 races in a row, if I'm not mistaken. It was first one was Singapore, and then it was whatever the next race was. I don't actually remember.
France?
Potentially.
So Jacko, did get a win back at Singapore, and he got a podium.
He won at Mexico as well.
Okay, so he has collected 2 wins here. So Alfa Romeo.
Oh, no, never mind. Second in Mexico.
Yeah, he did win at Singapore.
Okay.
So Alfa
he won
Romeo
at Singapore.
One of the better reserve drivers down in Tier 2 now, but as you can see here today, he's currently second, Mosser third, a whole second off of the pace of Kenny. Kenny actually collecting pole position last time we were here, so he's looking to do it again.
There's also the fact that our previous race winner here is actually not present in the Superman.
Yes.
So I believe we have, is it Mayomir taking his place?
And a lot of you fans and watchers of the entire year of MidWest are going to notice that Tim Lee is back, as he had the option to come back and represent the Racing Point this evening as he did all those months ago, and he took that option, and we are very excited and happy to have him back in an F1 seat for this evening.
Yeah, so it's good to have the one and only, our boy, Tim Lee.
As we haven't been able to say that for so long. It's been a hole
No, we haven't.
in the broadcasters' hearts. Mayomir actually went purple through Sector 2, but ends up in 10th after what seemed to be not the best Sector 3.
Because we have Racing Ginger spin out before the last proper corner, or sorry, right after it. As he will now back to the pit. Racing Ginger also making a return after not racing for a while either, I don't believe. He's been missing, I think, for the past couple of weeks at least. So good to see him back in the car as well. Monkey Mafia also making a return back in the Haas.
Nicky, starting on the mediums, is going to have to go around once more as he's on an invalid lap.
So Kenny currently a provisional pole here at Brazil with a 169. Behind him is Joker in the Ferrari with a 7.1, Helg with a 7.93, and Cam with a 7.97, Brian with a 7.98. So that 3 to 5th all covered by less than a tenth of a second. Half a tenth of a second even.
Patrick Timley, yes, he's off into the pits. The next to set a time is Nicky, as he has yet to do so, but he does have 3-lap-old mediums here. He's going to stay out here and put a time up on the board. Let's see where he's going to finish. Fairly respectable 108.9 on those mediums, so still a lot of room left to be made up there. Clog going 108.711. Monkey Mafia starting his hot lap here. Random Sirius is 0.3 down from his initial fastest lap. See where he's going to jump up to. Just a 1 above Bloxham, as he wasn't able to make up the time in Sector 3 either. Mystic came over the line and is still just under Kenny's quickest time of a 106.910. Monkey to come over the line and makes up a good amount of ground on his initial fastest lap, but not enough.
Brian comes to the line and improves himself to a 1.76, currently holding him in third place. That's a great result for him, jumping Helg and Cam, who are currently in the pits.
Mahi and Feeman are the last two drivers to set a time here. That Bloxham? Yes, it is. Bloxham is on a hot lap right now, and he's just 700ths down on his initial quickest lap here, so he's going to have to make up. See where he sits now. Okay, now he's 4/10ths down, so having a really good Sector 2, not so good of a Sector 1 here. Let's see how much he'll be able to jump up here. If he just holds on to this and puts a similar Sector 3, and he'll at least jump up one position. Can he go 2 above Cam as well as he comes over the line and does, and also vaults over Helg for 4th quickest on the grid so far. So far, I say, as we know that Cam's got a lot more to give. Feeman coming over the line in 16th quick.
And Random Series all currently on outlaps, as Cam will be the first of that group to come across to start their lap.
Lord Zed actually improves his time and just jumps ahead Cam here. Lord Zed looking to have a good day after podiuming last time we were here. Mahi coming over the line going into 12th.
Cam currently 6/10ths up, or 6/100ths up, sorry. Cam now 5/10ths up. This is going to be a mega lap here. As he sticks it right next to the wall, goes third fastest with a 7.3.
Now checking time trials prior to, I did see Cam have a time in the 106s, and actually a quicker one than what is up currently. So he knows that there's a lot more that he can put into this lap here.
Well, Hal just put in a purple sector 2 as he was currently 2/10 up on his best time. Comes around the final corner, sticks it close to the wall. He jumps up into 4th with a 7.4. A great lap for him. BrianMosser also currently in an out lap.
Mystic actually jumps up into pole position, making up 1/10 of a second, 1.5 tenths of seconds on Kenny here, and will actually take pole away from Kenny and the AlphaTauri here. Meomir is actually 8 tenths down on his fastest lap, so that should jump him up quite a ways, see if he can get into the top 8, and actually goes 9th quickest in the Williams here. Let's see if Claude can improve his time on the mediums. Actually just goes barely slower, so if he was able to put that lap they just put onto the mediums onto his softs, then he would have really improved his time. Helg into the pit. There's still a lot more for JC to give as well here. Monkey Mafia starting his hot lap.
Brian coming around the last couple of corners now. Let's see if he's able to improve his time here. Ooh, he does, but it's not enough to get him higher up.
Tim Lee looking to improve his time, and does by half a second. Oh, and as well as Monkey Mafia actually jumping up into 11th place. His teammate Fee-Man on an outlap about to come over the line. Mosser's gonna go into the pits, I presume. It's going to be a big night here from these three constructors. Mercedes has kind of fallen out of that, but Renault, Alfa Romeo, and AlphaTauri are still battling for that Constructors Championship, so we're going to have to see where these secondary drivers are going to end up here. I think that was Mahi. Yeah, Mahi improves up to 11th here. It's about to come over the line. Okay, so I'm going to stay on board with Kenny here, going on a hot lap. JC is still holding into the pits there. Kenny going purple through sector 1. He needs 2/10 off of his initial quickest time. Let's see if he can pull it off. Meomir not doing the worst. Oh, and that'll be it for Kenny for this one. He will be able to go around the track and set one more lap, but unfortunately goes off in sector 2 there. He will have time, and he's probably opening up a gap for him to do it again. Helg content with the time he's put up today, currently sitting fourth. Very solid effort from him. Mystic just starting his hot lap. All the cars in the pit are done with their time, so JC, one of the quicker guys, Mystic Joker actually going purple through sector 1. JC is going to have to hold on to his time. Noganator, yeah, Noganator is coming over the line. He is on some fairly old softs. Couldn't imagine he's going to make up too much ground here. It's Heavy not able to improve his time. Was that Kenny? No, that was Klug actually. Kenny also having an invalid lap, so he's going to have to hold serve. It looks like Mystic is going to collect pole position here at Interlagos for the rerun of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Lord Zed only being 400s down, won't have enough ground to be made up, and stays in 7th place. I think, yeah, Clogmonger's the only one left out on the track, and he had a whole half of a circuit to himself here. He has a killer sector too, as you could see before when you initially jumped onto him. He was 4/10 up initially. Now he's made up a whole half a second on that sector 2, so he's looking to have a good sector 3 here, maybe jump up some positions, and he does.
He jumps one
into 4th. Oh, Mayomir actually is last to come over, but he's 12 seconds off. So that looks like it's going to stay as is, with Mystic Joker coming over the line with pole position. So with qualifying in the books, what do you expect to see here today? What's the stat prediction?
I believe Mystic's got the talent, and he'll most likely finish quite high this race, barring no other incidents. But I think Brian needs to have a good result here. He really does. He needs to get it in front of Cam and Kenny in just some way.
100%.
Or else it's going to make it very hard going into the last round.
Yeah, he needs.
And we know how good a driver Brian is, and we know what he can do when he's able to put his best foot forward. But he needs to get a good result here.
For sure, and I can say this right now is that Midwest F1 League is improving, as the fastest lap from last time we were in Brazil is 7/10 quicker, but kind of going through the order quickly, like I said before, Mystic Joker on pole, Kenny 2, Cam 3, Helg 4, BrianMosser 5, with MX Blocks beside each other, who have hashed that beef that they had before. Lord Zed, Nikki, Mayomi, Render Sirius rounding out the top 10, Noganator, Mahi Mahi 11-12, Monkey Mafia 13, Clogmonger 14, Porkchop 15, It's Heavy 16 with Theme-Man 17, JC beside his, oh no, he's in front of his teammate 19. Oh Christ, who was the last one?
Tim Lee was 19 and Racing Ginger 20.
Racing Ginger in 20th. Thank you very much.
Reminder to drivers who are also listening to the stream, do not hit X.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't hit X. Remember, don't hit X. To all our drivers currently driving, do not hit X. Do not hit X.
One more time for the people in the back.
Don't hit X! It's actually really good because we can see you hit X.
I know, and they get instantly called out.
Yep.
Pork Chops brings the hammer down.
You could say pork chops them.
Ah.
That was a really bad joke, but
No, I'll give it to you. It was a good effort. I'm not going to bash you for it. Oh, It's Heavy, followed by Noganator, and Random Series jumps in. But if you did not check out yesterday's broadcast, please do. It was actually some very exciting racing at COTA in the F2 series. We had some exhilarating stuff from beginning to end here. But we're looking for the same here today in the Brazilian Grand Prix, as Interlagos offers up a lot of passing opportunities in some corners that have enough room for 2 cars to go around here. So we're very much looking forward to that. And we are about to get underway here as we have 5 red lights. You can see Mystic Joker and Kenny up at the front too, and the lights go out. Kenny does not get off better than Mystic Joker. Actually, Cam looks like he gets off better than Kenny. But they do slip 1, 2, and 3. Hell jumps up instantly ahead of BrianMosser here. I'll jump down the order quick. Brian
gets in a little bit of a tangle.
Getting in to Lord Zed, it seemed. Brian going back up ahead of blocks him as they come down the straight. Brian having the front edge and will actually take back 5th place. Seems that his teammate Nicky has made up quite a few places off the start. He goes down quite a few. It looks like, is he off track? I think he is.
Oh, a couple spin out, yeah. One of the Haas, or both Haases. Both Haases and Nicky caught up in that.
Both Haases.
As well as Racing Ginger Random Sirius was caught up in it as well.
Oh, it is a full-blown safety car off the get-go here.
Full-blown safety car.
A free pit stop. Safety cars in the chat, please.
Safety cars in the chat.
I love it.
We also get safety cars in the Discord.
Yeah, there you go. Leviathan, good to see you in. Always lovely having you. The real CB, you as well. JC, I did give you a shout out here. I can see a couple of the other Series 2 drivers in here as well, the best pawns. But it wouldn't be Midwest F1
No Grenada, Random Series, Fee-Man, and Nicky have all come into the pits.
Okay. As I was going to say, it isn't the Midwest F1 League if we don't have a safety car after lap 1. I don't think that was warranting a safety car there. Honestly, I think all these drivers are just taking a free pit stop.
I think it was fine, but there was just that clash at the back. Yeah, I think there's just too many incidents back down at turn 4 and 5. So they decided to just get everyone back in order, calm everyone down, and get a running start heading into the next whenever the safety car decides it's time to pull in, which will probably be at the end of the next lap. It was not very comforting seeing the safety car come out in the first lap, especially when that was the start of the end for last time we were here.
Yeah, pretty much, but it was also the connection issues. But yeah. Nicky actually made up quite a few places off the get-go, but took some damage. I think he shot it around the outside on turn 1, took a lot of positions, but then ended up getting into a little bit of tussle and actually finds himself all the way back into 20th here. Right now, JC has actually moved up 7 positions into 11th place. Looking to have a good restart here, but
yeah, definitely our biggest winners of this that first lap incident were definitely Pork, JC, Heavy, and Tim Lee, with Nicky, Random Sirius, and Noganita probably being our biggest losers from this start here.
Yeah, quite unfortunate the way it's kind of got underway for about 5 of these drivers here, but still a lot of laps to go here. As you can see, 33 full laps left of racing, so a lot of racing left to be done here. But I guess we got a little bit of a second here. Do you have a podium prediction?
I think Mystic's on there. I actually think the top 3 stay.
Yeah, you don't think it's going to move?
No, I don't believe. I know Brian needs to get a good result, and I'm backing him to try and push hard. But I feel in terms of how the race is right now, I think the top 3 stay the same.
Okay, I gotcha. I
But
think
it'll be interesting to see in what order Cam and Kenny finish.
quickly
Because
before the
obviously there's
safety car
about
comes in,
six.
do you have a hardest charger as well?
I think JC's got it.
Yeah, it's either going to be JC or pork chops.
As
Don't
we
count.
are just about back underway here, as Mystic Joker leads the pack. BrianMosser right on the back of Held going into the first corner. He tries to go around the outside, can't make it stick. Slots in behind Helg.
Oh, Cam actually gets a little too heavy on the throttle and loses it just after turn 3 there. Now he's going to have to regain as Cam is not having the start that he wants as he picks up a 3-second time penalty as well.
Damn. Commentator's curse is real.
Wow. Yeah, that's all you. You would have been fine if you didn't say his name.
Now, does this mean Kenny and Mystic also bin it?
Yeah, they're going to have to battle the curse. Cam, you can see back down in 10th, and he's going to have a long ways to go. He's going to have to pray for another safety car for him to get back in this. He's got a lot of cars to jump up ahead, and it's not going to be...
He also needs to pit as well, because he's got a damaged front wing.
Oh, does he? Oh, you're
yeah, he
right.
does.
Damage to the front left, so he's really preying on a safety car before that gap gets too big. But speaking of a gap, Mystic Joker's already opened up that gap between him and Kenny to a full second here. Tim Lee picking up a penalty early on in this race as well.
Now Brian is seriously trying to chase down Helg now, as I think we might see DRS be enabled this lap.
So Cam into the pits. Can you check? I think he's going to throw onto the hards there.
I'll check for you.
Mosser getting a pretty good run down on Helg. Actually, Helg going a little bit wide, missing his brake zone, and Mosser jumps up into 3rd place here. Helg,
Cam
unfortunately,
moves on to the mediums.
Oh, okay, so he's going to have to go soft, medium, soft then.
So good start for Brian here, heading up into 3rd place. Now he has the difficult job of trying to chase down Kenny here. Kenny, we know, loves long stints, especially on the harder tyres.
Yeah, he usually is the last to pit out of the lead pack. So, but we might have to change it up a little bit here. Is that gap between him and Mystic is already at a second above Monkey Mafia doing a move on the inside on Pork Chops here. Pork Chops now sliding down to 15th place. Monkey going very deep off the track and into the grass a little bit. Pork Chops may have had some wing damage as he's into the pit fairly early.
So we do have a small train beginning to form between Helg, Bloxham, Lord, Maomir and Mahir. Particularly with those last 3, 6, 7, 8 here. So, as Maomir goes a little wide, Mahir tries to inch up ever so closely. Maomir gets a little bit of a lock up. Mahir right on the back of Maomir here.
No, I feel like you can call Mahi an aggressive driver, as I say.
Yeah, he makes the inside move on Maomir.
Lovely
Just
stuff
before
there.
the end of Sector 2. Yeah,
As
definitely caught him out.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think you can consider Mahi a little bit of an aggressive driver, but I mean, he finds a way to finish every race. So I mean, it's obviously not that bad of what he does.
Oh, his Bloxham's gonna try for a move around the outside on Helg, doesn't make it work. He tries to switch back, doesn't get it done. Helg actually swings out, and Bloxham takes the position. Now Lord Zed right on the back of Helgas now too. He's trying to take the inside on Helg, can't get the pace. Decides to switch back in. Helg losing massively there.
Now, both of those drivers, Helg and Lord Zed, neither had DRS there, as MX Bloxham was able to pick it up in the DRS detection zone, and before that battle was done, Lord Zed was actually a full second out of MX Bloxham before that DRS detection. So, if either of those drivers had DRS, then, or if Lord Zed had DRS, then 5th place would be his, but unfortunately he was just outside. Helg trying to get back within that detection zone as Monkey Mafia and JC picking up a penalty. No, it doesn't look like Helg is going to get DRS, but Lord Zed will as they come down the run, going just by the pit straight here. Lord Zed taking a look at the inside line, but no, it's not enough for him. Clogmonger getting a move done on its heavy in 9th place, sorry, as Clog is on the hards.
Brian,
and now they're starting
the
to
gap
outlast.
between Brian and Kenny has grown by about a second, but in saying that, Kenny gets a 3-second time penalty. That's still not enough, but it's closer for Brian. But MX is currently catching Brian here as
we lost JC.
Is out of this race.
Oh,
as we have another safety car.
Oh, so are these drivers going to pit? That could be huge for Cam here. Who is going to pit? Now, we've seen some drivers make some regretful moves in the past here, opting to stay out and taking up the position high up after the safety
gets
car.
A drive-through penalty.
Now, we'll have to see who opts for the pit and if they feel like their tires are good enough.
Kenny stays out.
Oh, okay.
So I think Brian needs to come in here.
No, Brian
also stays out.
Brian opts to stay out as well.
No. Brian.
No, he should have pit and he would have been right in behind Mystic there. Mystic actually going on to the hards as well, so I'd imagine that being a strategy change here. We'll have to see what Helg, who's at Helg, Lord Zed, Mahi, Mayomir, and Monkey do. Helg onto the mediums. As is Mayomir and Mahi.
I honestly thought the call there for Brian would to be come in on the hards, because I believe that's what a lot of these other cars have done.
Where's V-Man? V-Man crashed in the pits, I think.
Oh.
Tim Lee's into the pits, only rocking 8-lap old mediums.
So Bloxham also didn't pit, staying on the softs.
So Clog actually is sitting pretty good here. 8-lap old hard tires. You'd imagine that the times between the softs and the hards isn't that big of a difference here. It's heavy behind on those 8-lap old mediums. Mystic only drops back 5 positions between him and Kenny, which is just not a lot. I'd imagine Kenny was banking that he was going to drop back a lot more. But Mystic should be able to pick off at least its heavy and Clogmonger with some ease, and then once he gets up to Bloxham and Mosser, they're going to have some far older softs. But Mosser may be thinking that his battle today is just simply with Kenny, now that he's just one position back of him.
Well, I think the call would have been there for if I was Brian, I would have come in for the hards. So then I'm one pit stop up on Kenny, and I'm still ahead of Cam at that point. So then, even if Brian drops back to about 8th, 9th, that's still within pit stop range of Kenny, and Kenny would have needed to pit within the next couple of laps anyway. And then that's when Brian, he wouldn't get past Mystic, but he would certainly get past Kenny in that respect.
Yeah, it's going to be just different strategies are at play here. Tim Lee going on to the hard tire compound, so he's looking to last those out for the rest of this race as it stands right now.
Now that both of them haven't pitted, now Cam's back into this because he's now a pit stop up on both of them, and if Cam is able to stay within one pit stop of Kenny and Brian, he's right back into this.
Exactly. So, but Cam is probably going to have to pit once more. I don't imagine that these softs
potentially for the hards
or these mediums. Yeah, maybe for the hards. He might be able to just throw in another set of mediums as well. as he will have those mediums from qualifying, and I'm not sure if he put a lap or two on those. So those are still going to be fairly fresh. But we're going to go around once more, and then Tim Lee will be up with this pack, and then we will get underway here. Oh. It's kind of interesting. Thought I saw something there, but my eyes may have deceived me. But as you can see on the detail here, oh, Cam. Whoa. Cam picking up a 5-second penalty for ignoring a flag.
That's odd.
Very odd. But yes, the top 5 all yet to pit, and Racing Ginger in 10th also have yet to pit here. Random Sirius is looking for a good finish here. He's got Noganator right now. It seems to be his battle. Noga. Oh no, Random Sirius breaks late and actually touches the back of Noganator, and I imagine that... Yeah, that's going to be a penalty for him. He was warming up his tires and kind of came around that turn a little bit too hot. It wasn't that Noganator stopped early, it was that Random Sirius broke late and gets the back of Noga and picks up a 5-second penalty. A little excitement there in the safety car.
So the safety car will come in this lap. It doesn't look as if Random Sirius has wing damage. Doesn't look like it, no.
I'm curious to see how well Claw can time this jump. Kenny really does back up the pack as much as he can, then lets it go. Oh, now he does a little bit early here, actually. Claw gets a really good run on Bloxham, as Bloxham was completely dumbfounded by the timing. Mayomir actually spins out and drops back quite a few positions. It's heavy going around the outside. Hell crashes out, as does Cam.
As Cam.
Oh no, Helg and Cam are out. So now the championship battle, as of right now, is between Kenny and Mosser. It's heavy does get the job done. Noganator actually doing an overtake. Oh, and we have a car spin out. That's Clog. Clog is spun out, and it's going to go down the order here. Noganator actually got an overtake done on Mystic Joker here, so that's one position back that Mystic will go. Are we going to get another... No, they were able to clear the cars of Cam and Helg at the start line, and we are now still underway here after the restart. Wow.
I think this battle between Brian and Kenny is seriously a big one here. Because this is going to come down to who pits first.
Yeah, when do you pit here?
As that gap is ever so slightly building here.
Noganator looking to do a move on the inside on It's Heavy. Braking and hitting his tire and spinning and shifting a little bit here. He's going to have to deal with Mystic Joker now. Mystic going around the outside. Noganator giving the room. Both throwing on the battery. Mystic braking late, trying to send it around the outside. Noganator giving him space. Both get up on the curb. Mystic now has the inside line here and will get the overtake done for 5th. Noganator battling as long as he can. Maybe thinking about taking a lunge back here at Mystic. But Mystic is surely going to drive away here with Noganator on 10-lap-old mediums.
So Brian will get DRS here.
Nope, not 2 laps yet. I think it's going to open after.
Not yet. But he is gaining on Kenny here. DRS now enabled.
Mystic actually just gets an overtake done on It's Heavy now, so that gap virtually between Mystic and Brian is just under 6 seconds. But don't forget, Kenny also does have a penalty.
Yes, he does. 3-second penalty.
So Brian's just got to stay close here.
Neither of them will take P1, I don't believe, because Mystic is knocking on the door, and he's already one pit stop down. But as long as Brian can stay within 3 seconds, he should be okay here.
They've actually opened up that, they ever so slightly opened up that gap on Mystic a little bit there for at least that lap. So that is probably most likely going to change here as these soft tires are going to start getting worn out here. Oh, Brian just barely sneaks DRS.
I thought Brian was going to come into the pits there. I was excited.
I think
they surely come in soon. Oh, Brian gets a little messy. I don't think he'll pick up DRS here.
Oh, he just barely does.
No, he doesn't have DRS.
On my screen it shows, and his back wing is open.
Ah, didn't for me.
Oh, there we go. We have some moves actually happening. If I can get a good camera angle, Random Serious.
Oh, there's a big pack here.
Nicky trying to go on the inside as well. It's heavy as It's Heavy gets overtaken by the Noganator, Random Serious, and nearly also as well Nicky in the Mercedes here.
Noganator gets the move on Random Serious, but we have a train of 5 here, all trying to get past each other. Oh, as Heavy gets a little wide, Nicky takes the move. Heavy tries to come back and switch back, doesn't make it work. Monkey Mafia trying to get the move on Heavy, doesn't do it.
Oh, Monkey actually has some fresh softs here, so he's going to want to start taking out some of these cars here before these go to waste, as he gets a much better run.
Ooh.
Actually, has to go off track and takes
the corner too.
3-second time penalty. Gets the move done on It's Heavy, has the inside line, and has the fresher tire compound, so he's going to be able to hold that a lot
But he
nicer.
did cut the corner massively there.
For sure. And just
Random
barely
Serious trying to get the move on Noganator. He pulls to the outside. Oh, it goes a little wide, loses a bit of grip. Noganator keeps it.
It's Heavy actually gets overtaken by Mahi as well for 9th place, falling down the grid in the Williams.
This gap between Brian and Kenny now extended to 2.3 seconds. I think Brian comes into the pits now.
Oh yeah, he's been losing some major time here. It seems
He
like
can't keep going.
No, he needs to opt into the pits. We'll get on board with him here.
Kenny stays out. Brian, come in, please. What are you doing?
Brian stays out.
Oh, actually, this could potentially be a one-stop. If you think about it, they're 16-lap old tires, right?
Yeah.
This could just be a really long one-stop. Because it's the 17th lap. After this, there are, I think, 18 or 19 more laps. 19.
So a set of mediums should get the job done.
Yeah. But I think whoever grabs the mediums first really capitalizes here.
100%, and I think even now is the time to go onto those mediums.
Actually, hold on. If you're seeing the screen now, I think it's starting to rain.
Yeah, it is. So they know, and that's probably why they're opting to stay out for so long. This is going to hurt Mystic Joker. Mystic now within the DRS.
Does Kenny pull the trigger first? No, he doesn't. Does Brian pull the trigger? Brian pulls the trigger. He's in. Now as
blocks him.
Now as blocks him also comes in. Mystic jumps. So now does he fit? No, they fit the mediums.
No, they're going onto the soft, so it must not be bad enough for them to switch. Random Series gets the move done on Noganator.
As one of the Williams comes out on inters.
Oh, really? Noganator picking up a penalty there.
Yeah, Mayamir comes on to the inters.
Noganator looking to go back at Random Series now, as this is going to get into some really tight racing. Mahi getting
Brian needs to take full advantage of this outlap now.
Is Kenny going to stay out until it gets that bad. His gap still between him and Mystic Joker is only at 6 seconds, so it hasn't really changed much. I think Mystic's taken off about a half a second through that initial start. Racing
Kenny
Ginger,
doesn't come in.
picking up a penalty.
I think Kenny's hoping that it pelts down now. Noganator chasing around him serious here in P3. DRS opens up. Noganator is getting close. He pulls to the outside. Random Series pushes him back a little bit. Goes for a move. I think he's got it. Oh no, he's fighting back. Noganator gets it done.
Who's going to get DRS out of that crew, though? You see Mahi now right in the
Random
mix.
Series does.
Noganator is the only not to.
They almost go 3 wide. Mahi tries to make a switch back on both of them. Can't do it as they're 2 wide. Oh, he can't do it.
Oh, Noganator's still coming right back at random here and actually comes back into 3rd place. And Mahi also going on the inside line onto random and actually holds as the Alfa Romeo does the double pass onto random Series in the Red Bull there. A lovely piece of team driving done.
Let's see what Kenny decides to do here. Does he come in now? No, he stays out. He's 18 lap old. Soft's now 19 laps old. He's really hoping for these inters.
Oh, who do we have? I think that's Tim Lee off. Yeah, that's Tim Lee off back at Sector 2. How long are we going to have DRS left in this race? As you can see, this rain is not stopping here.
If only we could see the weather.
Yeah. Blocks are picking up a penalty in the Ferrari. Oh, Noganator gets a little bit loose and his teammate Mahi jumps the inside line, pushes Noganator out wide. Noganator is going to have to slot back into 4th place as Mahi with those fresher mediums is going to surely drive away. But it is raining.
Kenny pulls the trigger, he's in. And he gets a 5-second for speeding.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. Mystic stays out on those mediums.
Kenny comes on. What does he put on? He's putting on inters. So he decides it's the best time for inters right now.
So you're really looking right now. Monkey Mafia actually coming into the pit as well. I'd imagine he's going to throw in a set of inters as well. But you're looking at tire temperature now. You're seeing if your slicks. We're going to get a good look at it here. Kenny out on the inters. Noganator just comes in behind on the softs. Kenny picking up another penalty as he goes and cuts the inside line of turn 4.
So Kenny actually pulled a bigger gap after the pit stops onto Brian.
What we're really going to see here, because if those intermediates run too hot, then they're virtually useless. Tim Lee once again onto the dirt. Kenny getting a move done on Mahi.
I think that's a Ferrari of MX Bloxham has spun out as well.
Oh, Brian's actually
so Mystic now Mystic comes in for inters. He's coming out now. So I think everyone's decided they come in for inters now.
Oh no. Who is that? Is that Brian? Okay, so Nikki was the... Okay, so there was a Mercedes got caught behind another Mercedes and it ended up being Nikki. But that gap between Kenny and Brian is now massive, as Brian all the way back down into 6th place, Kenny into 1st. Now Kenny having a 6-second time gap between him and Mystic here, as this race is well underway. Oh, I think we have Tim Lee off once again, back at Sector 2. Did you see any sign of DRS has been turned off yet?
No, nothing about DRS yet.
I don't remember seeing anything. So now Brian blinking first and going onto the mediums has really screwed him over here. Mayo getting out of the way. It's heavy picking up.
Kenny's definitely played this perfectly.
He's got 13 laps to hold a 5-second gap between him and Mystic. Actually, he's got to actually gain back 8/10 with Mystic not having any penalties so far, and Kenny having 2 3-second.
Well,
penalties.
Kenny has 11 seconds worth of penalties.
But did he not serve one in the pits there? Because I'm pretty sure he
No, because he got the 5-second speeding one as he came in.
Oh.
So he didn't serve it then. So he's still got 11 seconds. But in saying that, Brian is 27 seconds behind Kenny.
As it stands now, its heavy has moved up 11 positions off the start. It's also on the intermediate tire compound, so Mahi and Monkey have also gained 9 positions. So some drivers who have seemingly had the better of strategies for this evening. Playing it as perfectly as you can. I don't believe that Mystic has any penalties. Haven't seen anything from him. Brian looking to go on the inside line here on It's Heavy, trying to make up a position. They get a terrible camera angle, but It's Heavy is able to hold on. Brian looking to get this move done fairly quick here, as without any DRS is going to make it a little harder. He's going to have to find somewhere special on track to get the move done. We've seen it happen here a couple times, with the driver going a little wide and the driver behind able to shoot that inside line and forcing. Ooh, Brian thinking about a move on the inside, but nothing there. Who do we have off? Is that Mayomir? I think that's Mayomir off, back at Sector 2. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Mayomir picks up a black flag for driving the wrong way on track. Mosser getting a great run on It's Heavy out of the turn, but unfortunately It's Heavy blocking him and not giving him the room to be able to do the overtake, so Monster's going to have to once again find somewhere else on track to get that job done. This race has opened up quite a bit here, and all these drivers are, except for one battle, is all separated by over a second here. As you can see, there's actually a little bit of a battle.
Pork Chops is within a second of MX, but probably not in the grand scheme of things close enough.
Oh, whoa, he actually, as you say that, is able to do an overtake on him.
So MX really losing out in that first corner.
Pork Chop's now going to 12th place. Back on Mosser here. He's got some DRS saved up. He It's a pretty good run. Blocks him picking up another penalty. Oh, there we go. Now he does get the move done on It's Heavy.
The Heavy, he's coming back.
Oh, give me a camera angle.
But he does get the move done. But Heavy with a ton more overtake to use here.
Brian's been virtually stuck behind him for about 3 laps here, so... Is that gap between Brian and Monkey too far gone? It seems that Tim Lee is once again spun out. Random Series picking up a penalty.
Now, I dare say that...
Oh, we have a VSC.
As we have a virtual safety car.
Yep.
I
Continue.
dare say that Cam is now out of the championship race. Almost completely. Because Cam now picks up 0 points. Kenny is looking to take the full 50.
Where's the fastest lap?
So that puts oh, good point.
Mystic actually has fastest lap and with
Yeah, so that won't make a difference.
okay.
So so Kenny would be approximately 44 points ahead of Cam heading into the last race, and Kenny would basically just need a top 10 finish to get it.
He need to secure.
Yeah, he just needs to finish. Almost within like maybe the top 15.
He need to finish 16th at that point. But he'd also have Mosser to deal with too, unless he's opened up that gap between him and Mosser enough.
Because how big's the gap between...
The gap between him and Mosser currently sits at 28 points. So, with a Kenny win here, but we can't guarantee that now as Mystic has actually brought that gap. Oh, who did we lose there? I think that was Racing Ginger. Yeah, Racing Ginger into the wall. Luckily, he's gonna be able to turn in. We have a full-on safety car here, so that's huge for Mosser, as that brings him right back into it. Wow, that's massive. Racing Ginger unfortunately going off here, causing a safety car. He does get a pit stop and virtually a free one as he's down into 14th place. It's going to bunch up all these drivers once again.
Monkey Mafia also pits. So that's almost a free position to Brian as well. So as we can talk about as of right now. As of right now, I'm not sure.
Oh, he needs a new wing.
So as of right now, Kenny scores 20 more points than Brian. How much is the gap between Kenny and...
That'll bring the gap to 48 points. Or currently before Mosser picks up any points. But, so 48 as it would stand. Mosser right now is sitting
Actually,
at 30.
hold on. If Kenny's got 11 seconds worth of penalties...
What am I talking about?
And everyone's within a few seconds of him, Brian just needs to stay within 11 seconds and scores more.
Kenny actually going into the pits as well.
Ooh. That could be... As does Mystic.
Brian's going to have to stay out here. Mahi, I'd imagine, is going to stay out. Kenny and Mystic are going to get actually a free pit stop, so that isn't...
As Kenny does take his time penalty of 5 seconds, so he'll only have 6 seconds worth of penalties now, as he is now coming out of the pits and Brian is nowhere to be seen.
No, Brian's going to stay in 4th. This was virtually a free pit stop for Kenny and Mystic. Mahi and the rest of the field is probably not going to pit unless you're pork chops, as everyone else will lose major positions. Monkey Mafia already did get a pit, Clogmonger as well. So all these drivers are going to catch up to the...
So Brian will need to hope for a jump on Mahi and to stay within 6 seconds of Kenny.
perfect timing for my controller to run out of battery.
That's perfect.
Ha ha ha. You know what, when I do it when it needs to be done. So yeah, now Kenny only has 6 seconds worth of penalties.
Yes.
Okay, so we're still within an exciting finish here, so Mosser can actually it's within his grasp to finish ahead of Kenny here. We're probably gonna go back live on the pork chops actually taking a free pit stop, so that's probably gonna push the safety car around once more. So I think we're gonna go back at it in the 31st lap. So 5 full laps to go. The championships is virtually out of Cam's reach as it sits now. Mosser still has, you can say the door is open, but the championship for Kenny, the door has been absolutely kicked wide open here, and it's his to lose from this point on.
Definitely.
Now, where does that put us for constructor? The Renaults aren't going to pick up good points here, so they're probably going to get jumped by Alfa Romeo off the hop, and then AlphaTauri may be able to, if Claude can pick up a pretty decent finish. AlphaTauri actually gets right back into the the constructors championship as well. Mercedes is two. Oh, Mercedes may be able to enter back in if Nicky can make up some ground here as well, and Mosser finishing above Kenny. So constructors is still very much up for grabs as well here. This is a race to lose for Mystic though from this point out.
I'd say Mystic still holds it.
Yeah, no, 100%. This is Mystic Joker's race.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go round once more. I don't think Pork Chops will be able to catch everyone. Now Tim Lee and Racing Ginger are actually 2 laps back, or 1 lap back for Racing Ginger. So he slots in between Nognator and Nicky, and then Tim Lee goes off, unfortunately, so he's going to drop all the way back to the back of the pack again.
So Brian needs to not be held up by Mahi here, and also stay within 6 seconds of Kenny. That's what Brian needs to do here. The longer this safety car goes for, the worse it is for Kenny, because after this it'll be 5 laps to go, and the more people that are within his 6 seconds radius, the worse it's going to be.
For sure. Pork Chops is going to be able to catch up to the pack, so the safety car is going to come in this lap, unless I'm wrong. But I think that's how it's going to go. We're going to go back to live, and we're going to get this race back underway. We're going to have 5 full laps. Yes, 5 full laps of racing. You can see now Pork Chops gets back into the crowd. He's going to have to overtake Tim Lee right off the hop, and then he's going to have some work left for him if he's going to want to make up some better points here, as he's the only McLaren left in this race today.
So Brian needs a good start here. He needs to hope that Mahi is also on the tail of Kenny, as Mystic, I think, is gone. He goes. Kenny with a terrible start.
Oh, Brian gets a really good jump on Mahi here.
Outside, decides to pull out of it. as it's now bucketing here down to Interlagos.
Oh, Brian getting a much better run out of turn 3 than Mahi. Goes on the inside line. Is he able to? He's going to send it. Able to hold it on and will take over third place. So perfect stuff done from Mosser here. Now he's just got to hold that gap to within 6 seconds between him and Kenny, as that downpour seemed to only have happened for like 10 seconds there, as it seems to be back to normal racing. It's heavy actually looking on the outside line of Mahi, but Mahi closes the door.
So as of right now, Kenny drops back into 9th.
Yeah, but that's going to open up much more.
Yeah, but we'll keep that gap
but
updated for you guys.
It's a fun thing to think about. Just
yeah,
those 6
it's
seconds
good.
time.
It's good to think about. Now it's sitting at about 8th that Kenny drops back to. So this is a really big points opportunity for Brian here.
Brian just can't pick up any penalties. Do you have him on any warnings? Do you
No,
know?
I don't believe. No, I haven't. Oh, I can look now. Hold on.
You got Brian with 2 warnings, JC?
Yeah, Brian with 2 warnings.
Okay. You writing the stuff down too, JC? Jeez, you actually beat Stat to that. And no one beat Stat
Well,
to
I had to go through
stats.
the entire list.
Yeah, true.
Stat. You can't beat stats.
Yeah. Oh, Random Series seems to have lost some major time. Tim Lee picking up a 5-second time penalty. Won't really do much for his races. He is very far gone.
Kenny now will drop to 7th. So the gaps are slowly improving.
But other drivers too have penalties. Random Series having one,
That is
so
true,
he'd actually drop out. It's heavy actually
So
also
Kenny
having
might
ones.
finish 6th here.
I don't have a Mahi with any. Noganator also having one, so Random, Noganator, and Monkey all having a penalty. So, yeah, I'm not sure how far he's going to drop. I think he's just only going to drop past Mahi, if Mahi can keep that gap between him and Brian close enough, and Brian not lose enough time, so Kenny might only lose 1 position after all is said and done. But Brian just simply needs to keep this clean if he's going to want to overtake Kenny or just pass him and gain some more points. It's just the difference between 2nd and 3rd is 7 points. So it's ground made up for Brian, and he's going to need that if he wants to keep this championship. You know, the grasp of it still within his reach. Mickey picking up another penalty, that's not going to help him out. Obviously,
Because
it's
we
a
have
penalty.
2 laps remaining, yeah.
Oh, so that gap between Kenny and Brian is now at 3.3. Brian should be able to stick it and keep that gap close enough, but if Kenny drops back to 4th, that's a difference of 12 points between 2nd and 4th, so that'd be huge for Brian, as that chopped that lead in half between him and Kenny. And with Brian getting that monkey off of his back and getting back onto the podium for the first time in 8 races, it may give him that confidence going into that final track in Austria. The rain has completely let up here, but the track is still wet. Tim Lee unfortunately having to deal with that. Goes off once again in Sector 2.
So Brian now has 2 seconds to lose. Brian within 2 and a bit seconds. Can he hold the gap?
Also, Mahi has to keep that gap between him and Random Serious actually picking up a penalty, so that's going to be devastating, as he's probably going to move down the grid a couple places unless Noganator or Monkey Mafia pick up a penalty after all this. But right now, as it stands, Kenny would drop into 4th place, but is that going to change as these cars come in through Sector 2?
The gap now 1.5 seconds.
Mystic Joker, as a reserve, actually looking to tie for the most wins on the year in Tier 1. With this win today, he is going to do it. But sorry, Mystic, that's not where the action is at. Brian actually gets slippery out of turn 12 here, and is that going to lose him enough time?
No, that's still within a second and a bit. So
yeah,
Brian will come home to finish higher than Kenny.
Oh, Noganator DNFing on the last lap. Oh, so
No
he's going
way.
to move down the grid. He's only going to go into 13. He's going to collect 13th place points, but not what you wanted to see, as Porkchops actually jumps up a massive amount of positions here with being the only driver on track to not
And is
get any
actually
penalty.
tied for hardest charger.
She will actually collect hardest charger with him being the higher of finisher, and that is it for today here at Interlagos. Mahi actually must have picked up a penalty somewhere that we missed, because
Yeah, he did.
comes over the line in 4th place. Kenny will get that podium. Wow.
So
Look at
Brian now jumps up 7 points. So does that mean Kenny and Brian are tied equal?
I don't believe so. I think Kenny actually
Well,
had
what's the difference? 7 points?
No, there was 6 points between Cam and Kenny. It was 18 between Brian and Kenny.
So that's now to 11.
So 11 points. So still very much up for grabs between the two. And with Kenny not getting the win and finishing 3rd, that kind of brings Cam back into it. Yeah, interview questions for sure, JC. If you have anything, send it in.
Yeah, if you want to go through our finishing list, I can invite drivers.
Pork, you're coming in here, bud. I think this being the first time that Pork will be back after the first race of the season, but as it is said and done, you can see Pork jumping up all those positions at the end because of all those penalties from the drivers behind him. So as it finished, Mystic Joker collecting the win and the fastest lap of today. BrianMosser coming 2nd as he takes the monkey off his back and gets back onto the podium for the first time in 8 races, as I said before. Kenny coming 3rd, Mahi 4th, Random Serious 5th, Porkchop 6th, It's Heavy 7th, Clogmonger 8th, Lord Zed 9th, Monkey Mafia 10th, MX Bloxham 11th, Nikki in 12th, Noganator, unfortunately, he would have ended up somewhere in that midfield there, but with the crash on that last turn, goes into 13th. Racing Ginger and Tim Lee following a couple laps back. Oh, excuse me. And then we had some DNFs early on in this race, but some very solid driving here. Some crazy, crazy stuff to finish this. We're gonna get some drivers in here, but that was fun, and that
Oh yeah, definitely.
that brings it that's a perfect lead into what is gonna be a very exciting final race of season 1 for the Midwest F1 League Tier 1.
Oh, definitely. It's
Oh.
really spicing up now, especially with that Cam DNF. I think that almost pushes him out of contention.
Well, I'll do some number crunching.
We'll
quick here.
do the math. We'll do the math in a little bit. But in the meantime, we do have all 4 of our interviewees here, so we might just start with our winner, Mystic Joker. Great win here at Interlagos. Not your first win, and I believe you're actually now tied in the league for most wins in Series 1. So congrats on that, and how do you think your race went today?
Oh wow, yeah, thanks, man. It's crazy. You know, it's been a fun little journey so far. I've been enjoying racing here and whatnot. Some good stuff here. As far as the race here goes today, uh, interesting. Really tough to decide what to do, like on the first pit stop, because you know the rain. I knew the rain was gonna be coming, but I didn't know when exactly, and I almost went on the mediums, which I don't know, probably should have, just to be a little bit quicker, but at the end of the day, it didn't really matter all that much. But yeah, I definitely feel like I stayed out one lap too late, though. I should have pitted with Kenny when he went in for the inters. But all in all, it was a fun race. Had some good overtakes.
Yeah, definitely. So you went more the safe route, not knowing with your pit stop, not knowing when that rain was coming. Because
Yeah.
we certainly didn't know. We weren't expecting. We were dumbfounded that Kenny and Brian were staying out for that long at softs, and then we started seeing the rain. Is like, oh no, this is what's going on. But yeah, so yeah, great result in the end. Unfortunately, can't make a difference on the finals driver standing for this Series 1, but we'll be closely watching you heading into Season 2.
Yeah, for sure. It's hope you guys enjoyed the race tonight. Over everyone watching, you know, enjoyed it. And yeah, good stuff. Congrats to the other podium guys as well.
Yeah, me and Crash were definitely on our feet for those last couple laps. Yeah, so we'll now head on to our P2 driver Brian, who's missed out on podiums for quite a few weeks now, but finally gets his back up on the podium with P2 here in Brazil, cutting the difference between Kim and Kenny down to about 11 points now, and is currently P2 in the driver standings behind Kenny as well. Now that Cam's out of the, well, with his DNF today, drops him almost out of contention. So how do you think your race went today, Brian?
Oh my God. After all the heartbreaks for like the past 2 months, I finally got that podium.
Yeah, that was 8 straight races.
Oh
I
my
believe I had
God.
the tally up.
Eight
I
races
couldn't believe
without
it.
a podium.
I couldn't believe it.
But
I was
better late than
yeah,
never.
that soft stint. I was like, I'm gonna do what Kenny does because I could make those soft last longer than with him. So I was like, I'm not gonna go in, and I saw Mystic go in, and I'm like, do I want to go in when he goes? And then I looked at my tires, and I'm like, oh, I'm still good yet. So we stayed out. I went in, I think, a lap before him.
Yeah, I think one lap before
Yeah.
Kenny. Oh no, it was like 2 or 3 laps actually.
Yeah, I went in at the same time. Blockham went behind.
Bloxham
He
did,
went
yeah.
behind. Yeah, he went behind me. Me and my teammate double stacked when we went to inners. I mean, that sucks, but
Yeah, we saw that. Was that pass on Nicky, was he letting you through, or did he actually just go so wide heading into that corner?
he went so wide,
Yeah.
and I
'Cause
think he saw me
you
and he
Heavy
just
got
backed
through,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, he was struggling with grip or something. Yeah, he went wide, and I guess he left me, and I think it's heavy by.
Yeah. So it might have just been a case of, oh, I've already stuffed up the corner, just have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's great to see you back up on the podium. You
Yeah,
definitely
it's
seem
great
as though
to hear you
loved
guys
liked
again.
it.
It's
Yeah.
great to hear you guys again, man. I'm so happy.
We were watching that gap between you and Kenny for the longest time, especially
yeah,
into
me
those
and
last
Kenny-
couple laps.
GG to Kenny, we put up a decent battle there. I was in his DRS range for a few laps, and then the tires were kicking in, and I started dropping back.
Yeah. So yeah, great finish in the end. So happy
Thank
with
you
P2.
very much.
You're still
I'm so
very
glad.
much into contention for this last race.
I couldn't believe when I saw that Cam DNF. I was like, this is gonna change major because at the time me and Kenny were 1 and 2.
Well, now that Cam's jumped out, he gets 0 points, and because Kenny was only about 7 points behind.
I've got the
Six
exact numbers once we get through all the rest of the interviews here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll go through that at the end. But Cam is very much lagging at the back now, and that's basically.
Oh, you guys saw that? I thought it was on my end. I saw Cam lagging a little bit.
Oh,
well,
no,
he's
just saying for point structure, the way it's going to finish.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's almost dropped out of contention. There is a chance. There's a slight chance, but if both you and Kenny have somewhat decent finishes, he's out of contention. Put it that way. So, yeah, we'll move on to our next driver here. Kenny picks up P3. A lot of penalties ended up being the downfall. Could have potentially picked up a P1, but still happy with a P3 and now takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. How was your race today, Kenny? No. Yeah. Yeah, you were able to when once Brian pitted for his mediums, you were able to really you even extended the gap between you and Brian while on those old softs. I don't know whether that's to traffic or just regular pace, but you're able to do that very well, and it's almost become a meme that you're doing really long stints on tires. Obviously, being on those softs for pretty much over half the race. Yeah. You almost had the win if you obviously.
They said they can't hear Kenny on stream.
Oh, can't they?
No, they can't hear you, Kenny. JC said he can't hear you.
Maybe quickly go to your party chatting settings.
Somebody said no audio's coming through.
Okay, I fixed it. Sorry about that.
Ah, damn it.
Sorry.
Oh,
Kenny picking up the P3 today, really nailing his strategy today. How do you think your race went today, Kenny? No, we'll just move on. It's an in the booth secret for Kenny's race. But
pretty much
basically,
the race went well. I was pretty fast till the wet came. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, he was quick on softs and then slow on the wet.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, JC Blackley actually has got a question for you. Oh, Pork, you saw that?
We'll hold off. Wait, do you want to hold off? We'll hold off to questions till the very end. I think
there's only one for Kenny in chat.
Okay. Well, wait. I just want to ask one more thing. So,
okay, go ahead.
Obviously, Kenny, with those penalties, could have picked up P1, but 2 penalties for exceeding track limits and the speeding in the pit lane really didn't help for you, did it?
No, speeding in the pit lane made me fall back behind Joker in the wet. I would have liked to stay in front of him and I kind of put him up maybe and just stay behind him, get some slipstream, but I'm still happy with the podium. Congrats to Joker and Mosser. They had great races as well.
Yeah, so you stay ahead of Brian, but that gap has only moved down to about 11 points. We'll go through that gap at the end, but we'll now move to Pork Chops, who is our hardest charger, tied with It's Heavy with 9 places each, but Pork being the highest finisher, I believe, will be the one that grabs the points. So Pork, how do you think your race went today?
It's about time.
Yeah, it's the first time since race week 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while. But no, the very first lap, I don't know who was all spinning or whatever, but I dodged like 3 or 4 cars, and
I think
after
we had
that,
both the Haas was in that. I
okay,
think one Alpha, maybe one Merc, which I think was Nicky.
gotcha. Yeah, and after that, it was just trying to stay clean. I ran into Clog once and busted up my wing pretty good, and then on that safety car restart, I messed up my wing again, so I had to come in and replace another wing. Ended up with 4 total pit stops in the race.
Damn.
Not ideal, but
But I think the biggest thing for you was definitely keeping clean and picking up no penalties throughout that race, which really jumped you up that leaderboard at the very end after the safety car.
yeah, after that safety car, I had Helg in my ear telling me just keep your distance to the guy in front. Don't let him pull on you, because you're probably going to jump up to about 7th. Because everybody in front of you has penalties, and you're penalty free, so.
Yeah, definitely. So I think you jumped up into P6 in the end there, which is
Yep.
absolutely great result considering Helg was unfortunately caught up in an incident. We don't know if that was with Cam or if it was separate and it just was a snowball effect. But yeah, great points for McLaren in the end and a great finish for you as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
So,
good to have you
Crash,
back here, Pork. Just gotta say that it's been a long road
It's
through
been
this year.
too long.
Yeah, from the very first race, 14 weeks later, we finally get you back in here.
Now I just need to do it again next week.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
we did have a question for Kenny. Do we want to quickly do that one now as well from JC?
Yeah, Kenny. This
Yeah,
is
sure.
from your boy JC Blackley. Actually, he asked what was the approach on the last few laps, trying to build enough of a gap to hold on to P2.
I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do. I was just planning on, going as fast as I can. I was right on the dot of 6 seconds, so getting one less warning would have helped a ton. But I was trying to pull the gap to Mosser and get P2. I saw in the race director that Mahi had 5 second. He never served, so I knew I had the podium. But obviously wanted to get more, but still happy.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
So with that and you finishing in third place in this race, the gap between you and Brian is going to finish at 11 points after we leave Interlagos and go to Austria. Cam is down, but still not really out. He's 29 points back, so he's going to need a big day at Austria, and he's going to have to hope for the Formula One and MidWest gods to go into his favor if he's going to try and collect this win. But his podium streak comes to an end after 5 straight races. Mosser's lack of podium streak comes to an end after 8. Alfa Romeo, whoa, no, their streak is done, but they do collect points, so I can technically change that as Alfa Romeo continue their streak, going every race this year having a driver finish in the top 10 and having both drivers collecting points. It was having both drivers going no DNFs, but unfortunately Noganator just smoked the wall, I guess. I didn't get a good view of it, but DNF'd right at turn 15 there on literally the last turn of the race. So still some solid stuff from the Alfa Romeo team. And for the Constructor Championship, that's too much math for me to have to do in a short period of time. So we'll have to update you guys on that once it has been updated for the rest of this league.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start to wrap it up here. Congratulations to all our podium finishers and our hardest charger. And Crash, do you have anything to say before we finish?
No. Anything left for you before I bring it home there, partner?
Yeah, so this has been another great race here. Perfect that we haven't had the same technical difficulties that we had last time we were here, but
Even
a
last
great
week,
finish.
too.
Yeah, even last week. But yeah, a great race here at Interlagos. Never disappoints here in Brazil, and can't wait for our season finale in Austria next week. Can't wait for that. The battle between Kenny and Brian will be massive heading into that race.
And will Cam have a shot at podium? It is slight or at the win. He should be able to get driver podium after this is all said and done. But will he have a shot to collect number one in drivers after everything is said and done? We'll have to see next week. Very excited for that race. But we will be back here tomorrow, coming to you live from Sochi in Russia with the Series 2 as they go into what is an exciting 25% race, followed by a reverse result finishing grid. Mystic Joker was ripping there for a little while. It was kind of ripping it up as well, but now is ripping up Tier 1. So you're going to see a couple of solid drivers down there. It's still very exciting action, and be sure to tune into that. But that is going to be it for us this evening. Make sure you follow and like us on all of our outlets here, as all of our drivers do, and if they don't, then they get some lashings. Not lying. But that being YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, all of the Midwest F1 League. If you have an interest in joining our Discord, make sure to send any of us a message, and we can get you in if you want to race with us. We would very much like to have you, but we are doing a little bit more of a connection test now, so make sure your connection is good, or we are not going to have you. Haha. So, with that being said, we will see you guys tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening and Thursday night, or Friday afternoon if you're stat, right?
Yes.
Exactly that. Okay, we'll see everyone tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining in with us.